When we started the company, we knew we wanted to do gasoline and EV. We knew that the EV was going to require more innovation. Off-the-shelf parts didn't exist in the EV ecosystem. And it turned out to be a 4-year journey through multiple generations of EV platforms. That's what makes it a Kindred, spending all that energy, all that time, and the patience to get it right. So we chose the name Grayback because it's one of the submarines that was built here on Mare Island, where Kindred's based.
When we first began prototyping, our goal was to be able to develop a system that was both modular, flexible, enough to be able to apply to all of our Kindred models with minimal redesign. In an electric vehicle, the internal combustion engine is replaced with an electric motor, and the fuel source is driven with a high voltage battery pack. Two key additional components of an EV system are the battery management system as well as the onboard charging system. These two preserve the health of the battery and make sure that the vehicle is safe to operate. The battery management system ultimately is responsible for preserving the health and safety of the battery pack. The way this does that is that it monitors cell voltage as well as cell temperature.
With thermal management, our goal is to maintain the optimum temperatures of the battery for peak efficiency in all conditions. All the thermal components of our Grayback EVP are variable speed controlled. This means they run only as much as needed. For example, on a 40 degrees Celsius days, the AC compressor runs harder than if it were 30 degrees Celsius to adjust to the demand. So basically with this, we're making the system more efficient, saving energy and extending range.
One thing that makes Kindred really unique is that we build all of our battery packs here on Mare Island by hand from scratch, and we have processes in place to make sure every single battery pack that comes out of here is held to the highest level of quality and repeatability. The way we overcome this challenge of putting batteries into these classic cars is scanning the car and figuring out exactly where there's available space, whether that's where the gas tank used to be or between the frame rails underneath the car, to give as much energy as we can to the car while still maintaining its classic look on the outside. Unlike other Restomod companies, we are really keeping an eye towards large-scale manufacturability, and in doing so, our designs are much easier to assemble and easier to service.
We've been able to take a modern EV system with all the safety components and functionality and package it into a vintage car. And by doing that, we've made that car so much better. So we've done extensive testing of our vehicles in both hot and cold climates, extreme heat in Death Valley. We've also taken our cars up into the mountains, into the snow, and made sure that things work in those cold conditions too.
When you look at an EV conversion, this is not something to play around with. And as a consumer, it's not something you want to trust to just any local shop or even a DIY. We have 24 engineers on staff thinking about safety and the design parameters so you can just enjoy the ride. Grayback is something we're really proud of. We spent a lot of time on it. It truly represents engineering and craftsmanship brought together in its best. And at the end of the day, what it allows us to do is bring these cars back to life.